everybody. Welcome to an In the Closet series episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I am your yarn host, Jennifer, but today I'm just going to be your cleaning wench. I don't know. We're going in to the infamous closet. The reason we're going into the closet, several reasons really. It needs to be cleaned. For some reason, my family keeps throwing stuff in there that don't belong in there. I said this is a craft closet. There's other closets in the house. Shove your crap in another closet. But do they? No, they don't. So, the closet is located in a hallway just off my living room. Okay, so this blanket right here on the couch has just been laundered. It needs to make its way into that closet. It at one time was on the back of this couch. But the dogs kept pulling it down and the kids kept pulling it down, and I got tired of picking it up off the floor. Honestly, it's a big, giant, heavy blanket. So it is going to make its way into this closet for storage. If people want to use it, they can, but then they have to put it back. Otherwise, it acts as a Swiffer and picks up all the dog hair off the floor. So we ain't doing that. I'm tired of watching that blanket. It's starting to pill, okay? That ain't the anti-pilling. Yes, this is Premier, but it's not the anti-pilling yarn, so it's pilling. Now, I'm on the wheelie chair, the broken wheelie chair. The chair makes noise. It does. I still haven't WD-40'd it. I probably never will. Let's just be real. It's a broken chair. I'm not about doing maintenance on a broken chair. Okay, now, I'm going to put you guys in the bathroom because the bathroom is directly across from my hallway closet. And in order for you to see me, you have to be positioned in the bathroom. So if you don't mind spending a little bit of time in the bathroom, here we go. So, there's my closet. Here is my closet. Let's see if I can adjust that a little bit better. There. Now you're kind of bathroom adjacent. Okay? Now in this closet, I have my droid. He hangs out in there because I don't know where to put him. I don't know where to put him. I do take him out to play with him. He has a remote control. He also connects to my phone. He is really cool. He talks, he sings, he plays. He's my little droid. So, there's also excess yarn. Now, one of you called this the D-list yarn. This is not D-list yarn. It's honestly just yarn that doesn't fit on the shelf. And I try to rotate it so that I can see it and play with it. There's actually some really great yarns in here. And P.S. there's another bucket underneath that. But we don't like to talk about the excess yarn that's in the closet. Because just today, just this morning, I got a nasty comment about my yarn purchases. Well, first of all, ain't none of your business. Second of all, I like yarn. It makes me happy. I buy it. Ain't no harm in that. You guys like seeing yarn? You like seeing me purchase yarn so I can review it for you. There's nothing wrong with me buying yarn. Hoarding, it's a different story, but we're not talking about that today. We're talking about cleaning. So, we also have, I ordered little man some new bedding for his bed because he's getting a bigger bed that we have ordered. Because he's 6 years old, but he's the size of a 10-year-old. Okay, so he needs a bigger bed than a little tiny twin bed. He's breaking down the bed. It's an older bed, so we bought him a new bed. We bought him a cool foam bed like I have, like the ones that come rolled up in a tube and then it puffs up. Yeah, we bought him that with the hopes it will last longer, because if it lasts with me and Mr. Cinnamon laying on it with our heaviness, it will definitely last for him. So we got him a bigger size bed, so I had to buy him some Mickey Mouse bedding. We don't need that. That's the lid to my bucket. Also, my daughter is storing stuff in here while she redoes her bedroom. So she got that for her bedroom. That's in here for safekeeping because she doesn't want anybody to break it, rip it, tear it up. Then we have, this is a Christmas Disney bag. What is in the Christmas Disney bag, you ask? I just realized how bad this wall needs to be painted. You can tell I've had a lot of little kids in my house, and that's like kid height. Don't mind the dirty walls, please. This is like that really crappy paint. Because when we moved in, they just did like the cheapest paint they could do. So like if you rub it with cleaner, the paint peels off. So it needs to be repainted in here. Just saying. This is all of my Christmas wear. We have elf hats for every member of the family. We have elf gloves for me and little man. I did a tutorial on these. These could also just be fingerless mitts. Santa hats. Knit Santa hat. More elf hat. And then this lovely set, which is a hat and a cowl. Actually, no, that's a head warmer. I had a cowl. I don't know where it's at. A head warmer and a hat in Christmas colors because everybody needs Christmas wear. I keep that all together because at Christmas time I can never find it. So it's in a Christmas bag and it stays in the craft closet. And then I don't know if you guys know this about me. I collect bags, okay? I like bags. It's an issue. This is my Scrump and Stitch purse, but I use this exclusively for travel. So I will fill this up with yarn when we're on the road. And this is like my yarn bag for travel. It's like leathery. I don't think it's real leather, but it's like leathery. So it's like more durable. And like I said, I collect bags. By the way, I love Donald Duck. Most people don't know that about me. Donald Duck is like my he's my number 3 character. It's Mickey, Stitch, and Donald. Yep. Did I mention I collect bags? This is another one of those. I need a bag for yarn. I don't really need it. I wanted it. Then this craft bag I got filled with fabric because I got this fabric clearanced out. I was going to make my daughter something with it like a while ago. She wanted a blanket. I never got around to it. This is a really pretty, like, fleecy fabric. And I have enough to make her a double-sided blanket. Because that's why it was clearanced out. Because, you know, there's also material in there to make her a dress that I never got around to making. It's in the closet. But luckily, this used to have a lot of fabric in it. And I used to collect fabric because when I was a photographer, I would buy bolts of fabric and I would use it as backdrops for like the portraits of little kids. Teenagers too, but mostly little kids. And there used to be so much fabric in this closet, can I tell you? All right, so today we're going to figure out, you can see there's I have a lot of makes built up in there. But I think today, just going to show you, I don't even know whatever we get to first. Okay, so I made some of these big, beautiful baskets. The design is based off of Lilo N Stitches, but I'll watch a tutorial once and then I make it out of my memory most of the time. So it's based, but it's not like perfectly hers. So I make these baskets and these will store like my scrap balls. I have one of these for scrap balls, but this one in particular has the hats and the gloves and the scarves that we wear on a regular basis. So this is the scarf that I made Mr. Cinnamon last Christmas that he has never wore because he's a big butthead. This is crochet Nordica yarn. I just did single crochets, but it does I really like the pattern on this. It looks cooler in knit, but it does look cool if you do single crochet. He also has a matching hat, but little man wore that. So yeah, my favorite hat. The cowl I made recently. Another cowl. So this is like all of, my sister made a cowl for little man because red is his favorite color. There's hats in there so that if you ever come to my house and you're cold, you can have a hat because it'll come right out of this bucket. And then I got another bucket. Hang on. I'm just going to warn you. I may fall off this chair. If I do, we'll leave it in because who cares, right? I have been known to turn around and bend over on this chair and fall off of it. Because like I said, it's a broken chair. It is literally just an office chair that the arms and the legs broke off in one piece. And so it's just the bottom of a tour. I like sitting in it. I don't know why. I can buy another one, yes, but why bother? Like, I like sitting in this. So this other basket, I know I got issues, guys. This other basket is filled with mostly mittens. These were a test pattern I did some time ago. These are made out of Premier Parfait. They're really soft, but they're not really practical and they're not really warm, but they're soft. So like if it's a mild chilly day and you want, but these are not good for snow play. They're not good for snow play at all, but they're soft. And so mittens. And cowls, I guess. And hats. This is another Nordica hat. This one's knit though. This one's really pretty. That's knit. It don't fit very well with my hair up, but yeah. So there's also, I'm guessing I made this for little man, but I don't think that's gonna fit him no more. And not only that, like he doesn't wear camo. Like I hate camo. Now, if you love camo, please, I am not trying to insult nobody. I just don't like camo. We don't hunt in this family. And no, I don't have anything against hunting either. I actually dated a boy in high school. He was an avid hunter. And yeah. I got nothing wrong with the hunting life. I just don't like camo. And maybe he's the reason I don't like camo. I don't know. So, all right. I also have a stack of records in here. This is in here because this was on my shelf and a certain dog started to try to chew on it, Scarlet. And she didn't affect the records, but I was not happy because this was not cheap. This is Garth Brooks, by the way. I was not, so I hide it in the closet so she can't get to it. So that's why that's in here. All right, you guys. I think we got the bulk out, so now we can get to this. Now, I'm not going to show you everything that's in this bucket, but I'm going to give you an idea into my psychotic world. Let's scoot over so we can pull this out a little more. Because before when I did this, I didn't have this yarn in here. Tilt you down a little bit. Oh, sorry for adjusting that. Now, in here, you will find the most random yarn you will ever come across. And the reason they're in here is because maybe they've been on my shelf for a while and I haven't reached for them. And I got new yarn I wanted to display because I figured I would use the new yarn first. Or maybe it's a one-of type of thing and I only have one of them. And I really don't like this one, but Mr. Cinnamon bought it for me. So this is in here till I have to look at it for Halloween. Or Christmas. Christmas yarn. And then I showed you guys some of these yarns because I found them in my stash. I put them in this closet figuring, I don't know why I was figuring this because God help me, I never reach in here first. But I figured if I have it in here, I should work through this pile before I buy any more yarn to put in the yarn room, right? I mean, that would make sense, but we know, we know that a yarn addict rarely makes sense with their yarn purchases. So I showed this. This was actually a really nice thrift store yarn that I purchased. I feel like the camera is like off. So I threw that in here. Got some of that. Got some sock yarn. I think Carrie Penny sent me this. And then these, because these don't fit on the shelf very well. And I don't want to take them off of this because I want the colors to stay together. But I think I have 2 of these. Yeah. I got these on clearance. And I don't know that I will ever use them. But they're in here in case one day I want to put them in a giveaway. Or I find a use for them. But they're really nice yarns. These are the Yarn Bee Pigment Plus Fiber. And it's 630 yards on each one of these little spools. Because these are like a lightweight #1, I think. Wow, that's small. Yeah, I think that's... I think that's a a 1. Holy man. Yep, that's a 1. Wow, that is really, really small print. So I bought these because these were $1.99 and they retail for $8. And I don't work with a number 1 very often. This is like sock yarn. So I don't know. I don't know that I will ever use these. Honestly. Why do I have them? Because it was a good deal. That's one of my issues. And I'm starting to come to terms with this with myself. Is that clock is loud. I apologize. We're closer to it. It's like right on that wall. That's my Christmas clock. I buy stuff sometimes because the deal is like too good to pass up. And I realize I need to stop doing that because it's FOMO. It's fear of missing out. Like, so what if I miss a good deal? Like, I don't need it. I don't need it just to say I got the good deal, you know? And then, this is a scrap ball. Because I used a little tiny bit of it. And they don't even make this yarn anymore. This is Premier Home Cotton Glitz. I got 3 of these giant balls for $5. And so I bought a whole bunch of them. And I used part of this. So because I used part of it, I don't put it back on my shelf because it looks gross. If you have like a partially deflated ball on the shelf. So I take it out and I usually put it in my scrap stash. But my scrap stash bucket is the size of those bins that I showed you, and it's overflowing, and I really need to work through it, honestly. And then I got this is some yarn Hobium sent me, and I've never used it, but it's really, really pretty. This is Lamia Baby Cotton. It's gorgeous. Hobium sent me this, I think last year, and they sent me a bunch of really small balls as well. And I don't use small balls like for anything. I just don't reach for them. I would rather use a big ball, you know. And because of that, I just threw it in here. This is really, really a really nice cotton though. It's 50 cotton, 50 acrylic. It's really soft. And look at the colors are really, really pretty. I should probably turn the bathroom light on so I have light behind you guys. Oh, that's not it. That'll give us a little extra light. So, those are in here because I don't know what to do with them. Although, I think this would make a really beautiful, like, baby project. Hence, baby cotton. Or a top. But, I don't know. Each skein is 219 yards. Do you guys think of anything to make with that? Could you just let me know what to do with the Lamia Baby Cotton? Because I want to use it. I love these colors. Hobium like nailed it when they sent me these colors because these are like my jam. These are my jams. Like coral pink and turquoise. Turquoise! And then this yarn. There's more in here. These bags were full. So this... I got a killer deal on this. I got a killer deal. This came in bags of 5 from a website that no longer exists. And this is the Fantasy Dark Horse Yarn Fantasy. I got a bag of 5 for $1 from this website. So I bought a whole bunch of these. I have so much more. I have the purple and the blue, which I made a campfire cardigan for my daughter out of. I have pink, I have burgundy, I have a burgundy marley like one because it was 5 skeins for $1. Now shipping was not cheap, but if you add in the shipping, I think it was like, I want to say it was like $20 for shipping, but $20 for, I think I ordered like 5 packs of these. If you divide the price of that up with the price of this, I think I paid like $2 a skein for this yarn. This yarn is no longer made, but it's really a good quality acrylic yarn. And I really loved working with it. But because I have so much of it, it goes in the closet. I have too much. There's also some of this in behind a door that's in the yarn room. I have like the coral and the pink in there, but there's just so much of it. And then I have 1 ball of this cotton. This Yarn Bee extra large cotton. I made a washcloth out of it, but this is like a really soft cotton and it sheds. And so I have this because it was $1.24. No idea what I'm going to use with this. I honestly should donate this or put it in another mystery box because I don't think I'm going to use this. I don't even know what I would use that for $1. Then you see I have this. All right. I don't know where the other end of this is. It's coming out. It's coming out. Here it is. We have a little ball left over. This is another great deal for this yarn. This was the Isaac Mizrahi yarn. And it's a really beautiful yarn. I got this. Now, this is made by Premier, but I think it was made exclusively for Michaels, if I recall. Because I have seen this at Michaels for like $8 a ball, and I would never pay that. But because it wasn't selling real good, a lot of times what would happen is when a yarn wasn't selling real well, they would bag these up in like bags of 5 or 6, and then they would go to AC Moore, and they would go on sale for like $5. So they had the white with the gold and the silver like metallic streams in it. This is not something you're going to wear. This is like, it's hard to work with because it like, that metallic strand is very like pronounced. So you feel it, it rubs you raw, and it does not make a soft fabric at all, even though the white yarn underneath is really soft. However, I got this in the white and I got it in silver. So the main yarn was silver with gold and silver metallic on it. I made a beautiful tree skirt out of this that I just finished this year, even though I started it 2 years ago. And the yarn cost me all of $10 because I got 2 packs of like 6, I think. So I have a couple bowls of this left over. I have no idea what else I could possibly make with this yarn that I would use it for. But it made a beautiful tree skirt. It made a beautiful tree skirt. So yeah, that is the kind of stuff. Apparently I have a tin in here. Just a random Disney tin. Now, you know that I use these mint tins for my little, like, stitch markers, needles, little pair of scissors. All that fits in here. Ooh, smells minty still. So, apparently that's in there because you know what happened? Is this one got sat on, so it's crushed a little bit. It's still functioning, but I probably should get rid of it. But it's the only one I have with Space Mountain on it. So I hang on to it. I could probably pop that. Yeah, it pops right back out. Bam! Problem solved. Now it's a usable tin again. I saw, somebody sent me a link one time. Somebody was selling these. Now, these are like $6 at Disney parks all day long. They're filled with delicious mints. Now, I don't like, oh, this one was wintergreen. I don't like the peppermint ones, but the wintergreen ones are my favorite. And they also have, I think, spearmint. I'm not positive. I think it's maybe wintergreen. Anyway, she sent me a link because someone on Etsy was buying these up at Disney World, eating the mints out of them, and then filling them up with, like, all the stuff I put in these, and was selling them for, like, way expensive. I was like, yeah, no. I'll make my own. Thank you very much. And I'll eat the mints my dang self. So that's in there. I also have, like, this kind of stuff. Premier Enchanted. This is a #1, but it's got all of these beautiful... I made something with this recently, and I don't remember what I made with it. Anyway, you hold this together. I mean, I'm sure you could use this by itself. This is what is considered jewelry yarn. So it's metallic, and it's got, you can make jewelry. I have a hard time saying that. I want to say it like jewelry because that's the way I was raised saying it. But jewelry is not the correct. It's jewelry. But I got to really think about saying jewelry. So anyway, what I use this for is I hold this together with regular yarn and I make it a glittery yarn, and it makes a beautiful project. And you can feel the sequins because there's a lot of sequins in there, but you can't really feel the metallic string. And so this really like zhuzhes up your whatever you're like. If you're making a scarf or a shawl or something, you want it for a date night out, you pair this up with a really nice yarn. And these go on sale all the time on Premier's website, like all the time, for like 3 for $5 or 3 for $6. And when that happens, I buy them because I'm not paying full price because I don't use it that often, which is why it's in the bucket. I also have, you will notice, I have white yarn in here because I do not reach for white yarn. I do not reach for white yarn. This is Red Heart Huga Charm, and this is Bernat Baby Sport. This must have came from the thrift store because, like I said in a previous video, it is really hard to find Bernat around me. For some reason, there's not. I mean, they sell Bernat blanket yarn at every craft store around here, but they do not sell like this kind of stuff. Like this may have came from Walmart, but I'm really thinking this was a thrift store purchase. Then, of course, I have Baby B, some more clearance yarn. And this was taken up. The clearance yarn, I bought too much of it. I did. I bought too much. I admit this. I bought too much. And this would be really beautiful knit up. I'm just telling you, this is probably going to be knit because it makes patterns. I bought too much. It was the FOMO thing again. Like, I didn't want to miss out on anything on the sale, and I had to stock up. This comes from being poor as a child. I know this. Like, I have psychological things that I've never worked through entirely. And so I build myself a hoard. And then I panic and I give it away or I sell it or whatever. Right? But it makes for good videos. And you guys like seeing yarn. So whatever. Like, that's my excuse. But this was $1.32. Which is a good deal. And it's a beautiful yarn. And I'm going to work with that. But because I have so much clearance yarn, like it tends to end up in here, and the stuff I actually buy on purpose for like reasons ends up on the shelves. And then I have leftover yarn from the Mary Maxim kits. This was the Flicka that came with, I think, August, and you were supposed to make that beach blanket thing, beach blanket / bag, but the pattern was god awful terrible, and so I had to like make it my own. But I had a ton of yarn left over, even though the blanket is a really good size. So that is in this bucket. If I can move it, it's so heavy. I know. I also have some of my hand-dyed yarn in here. But, yeah, let's move that out of the way. Let's move it out of the way. Oh, I forgot I put bags down there. That is really heavy. All right, and then we have another bucket down here. Oh, you guys want to see? So that is what is going on down here. Mr. Cinnamon bought me this Eversoft. And I'll pull some out. You guys see how much crap is back there? Oh my God. I think I'm too stupid to be embarrassed by that. No, I'm not. That's mean. I shouldn't say that about myself. I'm not stupid. But, like, I know that every single one of you has something like this. You either have a closet or a junk drawer or something that is just a hot mess. But I'm cleaning it out, okay? I'm cleaning it out. Now, this bucket is a lot of the same type of stuff. This was another one of those situations where AC Moore had this yarn, and again, it's the Isaac Mizrahi craft. They had bags of 6 of these. So there was 2 bags of these in a bigger plastic bag. This yarn, by the way, is gorgeous. I have one out. This yarn is gorgeous. It is so soft and so nice to work with. And again, it's all discontinued. But they would do, the bag was like this. So you get 2 in them. And it would be on sale for $5. So tell me you're going to pass that up. I sure didn't. I miss AC Moore so bad. And I know a lot of you do too. Because of deals like this. This yarn is so beautiful. But I just haven't worked with it yet. Because I know that I can't get any more. And like, I don't know. And what's crazy is like brown. I love this colorway. I don't care that there's nasty brown in there. Because there's so much other colors. That's just so pretty. Isn't that me? Like all day long. That's me. And then Mr. Cinnamon bought me this. This is the Eversoft because he was trying to get to free shipping, and I don't really, it's not my favorite yarn, honestly. Nothing against Eversoft, but it's just, it's not my favorite. It's not the one I run to first. Even though it's a beautiful colorway, that's why it's in here. But it's funny because these buckets have not so favorite, and oh my god, that's so beautiful. I'm afraid to use it. That's what I have in these buckets. And then I have like really fancy Angora lace that I got from Premier. This is from Universal. And these are like, they almost look like they're hand painted. They're beautiful, but it's a lace weight yarn. And I'm just not into working with lace weight. I'm just not. And again, we got my stash of white yarn is in the closet. Okay. My stash of white yarn is in the closet. I know this is really bad. We got Premier Basics. We got Red Heart with Love. AC Moore Stitch Studio with Love. What is this one? Cinema by Rossetti Yarn. I keep my whites in here because I don't use them very often. Hobby Lobby. And the problem is, that I forget that I have white yarn because it's not out. And so I buy more. Now, when I went to Ollie's, you guys already saw this video. When I went to Ollie's, they had this exact yarn clearanced out. And I threw 3 in my shopping cart. And I was like, it was a good price. See, I paid $2.50 for these at Walmart clearance out. These were $1.99 at Ollie's clearance or on sale. And it's the sparkly Red Heart with Love. It is a beautiful yarn. I love that yarn. It's gorgeous. I threw 3 in my shopping cart. Oh, that's not even the same one. This is James C. Brett Twinkle. I didn't even know I had this. Look at that. That's so pretty. Sparkle. So I threw 3 in the shopping cart at Ollie's. I was like, I need some white. You never have too much white. Clearly, you can have too much white, okay? I was walking to the store, and I looked at my daughter. I said, can you please take the white out of the shopping cart and put them on the shelves? She's all, why? I was like, because I know that I have that at home. I remember that I had it. I remember putting it in this bucket. I was like, God help me, I don't need any more white sparkle yarn. I have enough. So I made her put it back on the shelf. Because I didn't need it. Okay, I didn't. I know this. And then I got some gray. And I got some brown. This is probably like my neutral box mostly. Is that like 8 skeins of white, some gray, some brown. This is really pretty. This needs to come out because I've been wanting to use gray. That one's probably going to make it on the shelf. Then I got some Crafter's Secret. I paid 74 cents for these. I really like Americana yarn, so I got like the red, white, and blues. Can you guys, this is almost like a haul video, like a yarn haul video, but I ain't bought nothing. So this is like awesome. I should start digging in my stash and showing you guys random stuff from now on. It'll save me a ton of money. You guys will never know the difference. Yeah, you will. So 74 cents for these, red, white, and blue. I love Americana stuff. Mr. Cinnamon works for the government, okay? And since he got his job for the government, I don't know, I just like Americana stuff, like Pride, and like, I am not a political person at all. I won't discuss politics with you. I won't discuss politics with my daddy. Always said 2 things. He said there's 2 things you don't ever discuss with people because it'll get you either into trouble or it'll cause an argument. It's just not worth your time. You don't discuss religion and you don't discuss politics because everybody has their opinion. And everybody thinks that their opinion is the only one that matters, or that they're right and you're wrong, and they don't listen to each other. And so it's just not worth the hassle of talking about it. And so, yeah. That's what my daddy taught me. And, you know, my daddy didn't talk a lot. But when he talked, you listened. I would just say that. When he talked, you listened. I also got one skein of paint box yarn. I got this in a yarn swap, like, I don't know, like a year and a half ago. She sent this with some neons, but the neons are still on my shelf because they're gorgeous. But this didn't quite go with the neons, so I pulled it out separate. These are, I own, I think 5 skeins of paint box. In all of my stash, I only have 5 of these. Not that they're a bad yarn. They're beautiful. They come in a billion colors. But I honestly don't like the feel of them. And I don't know why. I think it's because it has such a hard twist on it. And it sticks to my fingers a little bit because, like, my hands are really dry right now. I don't know if you can see how bad they are. But it's just not my favorite. I don't think I would ever purchase this. Not that I'm trying to talk anybody off of paint box or that I think paint box is a bad yarn. It's just not my favorite. Another Eversoft. Another Eversoft. And then I have some of the yarns that I got from Sandy in here just because I didn't have room on my shelf, and the little ones are harder to stash. So these are both from Hobby, whatever you call it. They're beautiful, gorgeous yarns. But they're in the bucket because I don't have room for them. My absolute favorite yarn is also in here. This is also discontinued, but I stashed a bunch of this because it is gorgeous. This is like if Parfait mixed with, oh, what is that yarn Rel loves? The latte cakes. Like, it is so soft. It's got like Parfait underneath and then like the latte fluff on it. This yarn makes it gorgeous. I made myself a blanket out of this. Like, that's how much I bought of this yarn. I got a bunch of it in mystery bags, like way in the beginning of the channel. And I loved it so much. Like, the colors are just amazing. Amazing. I love them. But they're in here for safekeeping because, you know. Yeah. And then I have some Huga in here. I have some of this on my shelf too. I have some Yummy that is coming apart from the Hook Nook. I got this at Tuesday morning for $3.99. It's a beautiful yarn, but I didn't have a use for it at the time, so it came in here. And the Premier Basics DK, and that color is gorgeous. Got some Fancy Bougie Inca Tweed. This yarn is really gorgeous. Yeah, that's what's going on in my closet so far. Okay. Oh, we're at like 45 minutes. I'm not even to the bottom of my bucket. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this yarn back in the bucket. But I wanted to show you guys. I thought it would be entertaining to show you guys what I stash in buckets because it makes no sense to anybody but me probably why these yarns are in this bucket together. It is not by any stretch of the imagination the D-class yarns. Like, it's not the D-list celebrities. It's like a mixture of yarns that is either neutrals or I want to save because it's really good yarn, or it's better for a holiday. I bought red, white, and blue in this color, in this yarn, because I was going to make an Americana blanket for Mr. Cinnamon. And that's why these weird random yarns are together in buckets in this closet that I don't have room for. However, some of these also will probably end up in giveaways in the future because I want to hit 20,000 subscribers. Now, I do not have aspirations to have a big giant channel. I don't. Because I have a hard time keeping up with comments right now, honestly. I love you guys. I like it being kind of a smaller, intimate channel. But I want to hit 20,000. Like, I think it would be so cool. And I'm not far off. I'm not far off from 20,000. And that's like, when we hit 20,000, I'm going to do a couple giveaways. I already said that. Some of this yarn will make it into the giveaways. So, I mean, look forward to that, obviously. And I'm trying to close my bucket. Trying to close my bucket so that I can stack this one, because the next video that we're going to film right now, we're going to dig further into the closet. My plan is my plan is to get you untangled from that bag. My plan is to go in there, clean it out a little bit. There are donation items in there, and I want to, in one of the next videos, this is probably gonna be 3 videos. In one of the next videos, I want to have a box filled with donate items, possibly Etsy shop items, and there's actually a couple of really special things in there I want to show you guys. Yeah, so we're going to go into this mess of a closet and we're going to dig deeper and yeah, we'll make some decisions about some things. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me, for looking at all my luscious yarn porn in my buckets in my closet. Thank you for sticking around through this whole video if you made it to the end. I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.